Welcome back, episode 3 of Blazin Budz. We're all back once again. Full disclosure, full transparency. We're recording episode 3 before you, the audience, unless you pay the premium membership of the website or the YouTube page, have yet to see even episode 2. So we can't really get any of the user feedback for this episode because it's already been recorded. But we will be recording every other Monday. So we should be good by the next one, maybe not. Yeah. Don't know. We'll figure it out. But this will air on the 20th of March. So this is going to be like a post St. Paddy's Day event. I don't really have any plans for St. Paddy's Day. There's a PPW show on the 15th.
What are you talking about? Isn't St. Paddy's Day the 17th?
Yeah, but
we're going to be recording Blazin Budz.
What do you mean?
We're going to be recording Blazin Budz on the 17th.
St. Paddy's Day?
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Oh, all right.
Ziggy!
Oh, not the jacket.
Oh my gosh.
Here.
From the inside.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's a dickhead. You should put it in the room?
What?
I can put it, I can hang it.
Okay.
Was it our cat just fucked up the jacket? I may have given them a little catnip beforehand, so they're Blazin Budz too.
Yeah, we're all blazing.
But yeah, so the second episode was a lot of fun. We spilled a lot of guts. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more of that coming up as we go. I will say this: I did not sleep that night after the podcast.
No,
I had really bad anxiety. Yeah. I was really nervous about what was talked about and how it was said, and I sent a few people the episode that I confided and trusted, and I was like, am I good? Did I put too much out there? And they're like, no, you're good. It was very informative. I think everyone tackled it very well.
Yeah,
it was respectfully done. I was like, all right, cool, because I kept waking up and you fucking dick. He's never messed with that ever. Now he
here.
But he, yeah. So I was nervous. So
play with that one.
I hope I didn't scare too many people away. But I'm sure, like I said, that'll be coming as we go.
I think it's going to be the opposite.
I feel really good about it.
I think more people are going to see it because they're going to be like, listen, let's watch this. They're going to show it to their friends and be like, I honestly think that it's going to help people be able to open up to their partners or their friends and be like, look, this is normal. This is how people just are. That's what my friend Connie said.
He goes, our lifestyle is kind of becoming the norm.
It's becoming more normalized.
I'd much rather people do that. Oh. I'd much rather people do that than cheat. But also, as someone who's in the lifestyle, don't use the lifestyle because you want to cheat. Don't do that either. Yeah. Don't do that. Amen. That sucks. That's a thing. That's a thing we've come across
a lot recently.
Is if it's just I really don't want to be with my partner. I just want to be with other people. But me and my partner are agreed to essentially openly cheat on each other. But
well, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna go into this. Let's make this a topic now, but not really a topic. But I mean, as far as you and I have gone, we've welcomed someone into our relationship or into our lifestyle, however you want to say it, as someone who you knew prior to us being together. You trusted them, everything like that, and they're also in the lifestyle, and it kind of got you everything that you knew, that they knew, that we all knew about each other, got used against us in a way of oh, hey, I'm gonna talk to her. It was, hey, is it cool with you? Can you ask her if it's cool if I message her, by herself? And he was like, yeah, I'll ask her, that's fine. And I was like, okay. He was like, listen, dude wants to actually talk to you and get to know you before we do stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's normal, whatever. So we kind of opened up to having a private conversation. And then we did our hookup thing, or we all kind of, we all did our meetup. And then she wasn't there. It was supposed to be I'm with him, he's with her. And it was like something came up. And then anytime he would be like, hey, so how does she feel about this? The same way that he would do about me. He wouldn't directly talk to me. He would talk to him and be like, hey, is she okay if I reach out to her? What's she going through right now? Like, you know, is she cool with this? Everything like that. He kind of did the same thing and was like, he was like, oh, well, you need to talk to her. We're completely separate. And then without going too far into detail, there was an agreement that we set boundaries. A lot of boundaries were set. And him and I were going to start.
We were still new in our relationship.
Yeah. We were only a few months into our relationship at this point. But
normally
we set boundaries, and I decided that I was going to try to do the more polyamory than polysexual.
Yeah.
Like, kind of date both of them.
Which is very hard to do.
But it was also more on, I do have a BDSM kink. So it was on, he would be my dominant, I would be his submissive. So he's sitting there and we're talking about doing a contract and like talking about things that we like and things that we don't and all of that stuff. And when I'm talking to him about this, he's like, you can tell Anthony nothing. Anytime we're together, that's my time with you. You cannot talk to him. You're not going to be answering his text messages. You're not going to be. And I'm like, I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm not okay with that. Like, we have boundaries set. And he was like, well, as your dominant, this is something that I require of you. This is something that you're going to have to learn how to do. And it was like, I felt so torn because I was like, I don't even know what to say right now because I have to tell Anthony that this is happening, but this is someone who he trusts. Like, this is someone who is his friend that
I reached out and I was like, hey man, like all this is, like I said, I trust you. You're someone I've been friends with. I trust you. This whole thing is cool. Just have a conversation with me about it first. Let's have a introductory chat. Let's get everything on the table where we're all at, and then we're good. And he read it. And then immediately messaged her and says, please don't have him message me about this stuff.
This has nothing to do with him. This is between us. And I'm like, well, how does your wife feel about it? And he's like, I said, I still would like to meet her before we even start any of this. And he's like, she said she's good with it. Like, she actually said she's happy for me. She's excited for us to go on dates. And I'm like, but video call I don't have a chat. Like, I said, should I like add her on Facebook so I can talk to her? And he's like, no. And I'm like, this is weird.
That's just
now, mind you, we do know that she is in the lifestyle. Like she actually is in the lifestyle, or they were at some point in time. But it was very weird that like they had kids together, they lived together, everything, and it was like
asking another couple to
completely separate.
Well, it's just like how
there's things that me and you are going to talk about that you cannot talk like
right. And especially I felt so hurt by that because I was like, I'm trusting you to kind of be my dom, which takes a lot of trust in the first place. But you're also telling me that like I know that this is something with my mental health and things that trauma that I've lived through. There are certain scenes that can trigger me and I can absolutely have a sub drop at any point in time after the event. So it could already be past my time with person X and I'm with him now and it's 3-4 hours later and all of a sudden I just start bawling. Like, I need to be able to talk to him. I need to be able to explain to him what's going on. And he's like, no, you would call me. You would talk to me about it. You would talk to nobody else about this. And I'm like, gonna be a no for me, dog. Like,
and then we were like, hey, listen, we still want to be cool. We'll still we'll still hang out. We'll still do things as like friends. But like I think I think we're
taking that backseat.
I'm gonna take a skip on the dub som relationship style, and it was just like, well, it's all or nothing. Go fuck yourself. Blocked on everything. They blocked us on everything. And I was like,
or he blocked you on everything.
Yeah.
Because I just dealt with that today with Grindr. I was speaking to this dude who had a whole wife, but like Grindr has this new grid where it's pulling people from other states in, I guess, to get more conversation.
Okay.
So this guy from Ohio totally hits me up, blah, blah, blah. We're going back and forth, and I'm like...
Facebook does that, too. Facebook,
the
range is too big.
I'm like, hey, like, are you single? And he's like, yeah, LOL, why? And it's that basic picture where you're, like, scanning all the stuff in the bathroom. Like, oh, nothing, just that Bath & Body jet
Yeah,
cherry blossom.
Just wondering why you
Bath
have
and
all this
Body Works
extra
bottle
here.
right there. Cherry Japanese blossom is not yours. And he was like, oh, we were
my
divorced.
sister's. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. Well, go to your bathroom right now and show me all the stuff in it right now. Don't move anything.
You are a bitch.
So listen though, wait a second. Can I say
You're such a
something
chick.
I
crazy?
totally have to find that.
Can I ask? Hold on, I'm gonna ask a question.
God.
Is this stalkerish or is this obsession? Like, I don't know. I guess obsession or like in a loving way. Is it cute or is it creepy? So I was talking to this guy for a short amount of time. It was a point in time in my life where I was not comfortable where I was living. I wanted to move out immediately because of the situation that I put myself in, but I wanted to get out of there. And I didn't have the time to wait, but I was getting ready to move into my apartment. I had like 3 weeks, like I already found the apartment. I had a job, like literally when event happened, I was like, okay, I went to work that night and I was like, I need to find an apartment. And lo and behold, like one literally fell into my lap. Was not the best apartment, but it got me out of my situation. However, until it was ready, I stayed with someone for a few weeks. We had what I felt was like a rebound thing. And it was like, hey, like we're just gonna, sleep this one off. And he was like, oh, we're never going to be anything serious, nothing like that. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I move into my apartment. He's like, this is just for funsies, whatever. And I start talking to someone else. And he gets like upset that I'm talking to someone else. And I'm like, well, you said you didn't want to have a relationship with me. And that wasn't really like a thing. And he's like, well, it's still not a thing, but like, you got to choose me or him. And I'm like, well, if we're not going to be together, then him.
Yeah.
So I go on a date with this other guy,
choice.
and I basically stopped talking to this guy. Now, mind you, he did take me to the hospital, like when I got really sick. Like he was friends with my roommate. So he ended up showing up in a few times where I really needed him. Like I didn't have a car. The hospital that was just down the road for me said there was nothing wrong with me. And I'm like, take me to the good hospital where the rich people are on the north side of Wilkes-Barre. Like, just, it's still the same freaking hospital. It's still Geisinger, but like, I had to go to the north one. And I was like, I don't need to go to the hospital. They said, there's nothing wrong. It's just a stomach bug. And my roommate's like, you are doing some exorcism level vomiting right now. You're not keeping anything down. You need to get to the hospital. So he ends up calling this dude, and he's like, yo, you need to get here now. She needs to get to the hospital. So he takes me, like, and I'm like, I'm mad, but I'm like, okay, clearly there is something wrong. I ended up staying like a week in the hospital. He still got me an Uber home, but he showed up a few times. So now time goes by. I'm still talking to this other person now. So him and I have now started a relationship, XYZ. It has now ended a few months later. It just didn't work out. It was not the thing for it. There was nothing bad in that relationship. We just were not compatible as we thought we were. So this guy comes back in and, I go to his house. He picks me up to take me to his house, and my shampoo and conditioner is still there from like 10 months ago. It's still sitting in the shower. And then he's telling me how he loves me and we should be together. And he's all that I've thought about. And he's been with nobody else since we were together for those 3 weeks.
What was that movie called where the lady kept the crippled man in the
Misery?
in the cabin?
Misery.
That vibe.
He wasn't crippled. She made him crippled.
Yeah, she definitely
Like,
broke his
I
ankle.
never fully watched it. I've only seen the Family Guy
it's
skit.
such a good movie. So first off, she caused him to have a car accident so that she could kidnap him.
He was an author, and she was obsessed with his writing.
His books. So she wanted him to
I only
change
seen
the
the Family Guy
ending.
skit, so I know
It's
only bits and pieces of Stewie and Brian.
It's Kathy Bates. It's so good.
She stalks him, causes a car accident, saves him from the car accident.
She's like, I'm a nurse.
Brings him to her house. He starts getting better. He's not writing the books she wants him to write.
She doesn't.
So she
no.
keeps him crippled again, doesn't
he
she?
gives her the manuscript to I'm working on the ending. This is it. And so she reads it, and she's like, that's not how it ends.
Oh my God.
You need to fix this. So he's trying to figure it out and try to like get back to health and everything. And he's like coming up with ways to like get her out of the house. Like, you have the wrong kind of paper. This is not the kind of ink I use. Like,
so
I'm
spoiler
fancy,
alert
like,
for Misery
craziness.
30 years ago.
Yeah, right?
She puts a board between both of his legs and then takes a sledgehammer and shatters his ankles on each side of him.
Cause well, he gets out and he like finds like a scrapbook of her being like, she gets her nursing license taken away from her for mishandling like patients and stuff. So she finds him, and then she gets like, he's already back in bed, like he's supposed to be like, you know, being nursed back to health and whatever. So she's like, you got out of your bed. It's not gonna happen again. Yo, craziness.
Oh my God.
Craziness. But so yeah, back to the story though.
Oh my God, that just be.
Literally though, he still had my shampoo, conditioner, and body wash sitting there, and I asked him about it. Like, it had dust on it. Don't get me wrong. Like, it was like he didn't clean, but at the same time, like, why would you keep it in the shower even? That's not weird. Is that weird to anybody? Is that weird from a guy to a guy perspective? Would you keep somebody that you slept with them for like 3 weeks? Not gonna say it wasn't hot and heavy, because it was, but.
I don't know. I'm also like, I think that's lazy. I'd probably forget it was there.
Wait,
for 10 months, you have to look at it. You put your shampoo and conditioner. Every time you buy a new bottle, you have to put it right next to it.
I'd probably just use it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did it even make it that long? Like something. It's
well,
like
going into it, they sent me a face pic, and I was like, "Oh, super cute. Are you partnered?" I was like, "You just look like somebody who's married." I like the vibe, the Viking. So he was like, "Single? Is that bad?" I was like, "Nope, I just seen the Bath and Body Japanese Cherry Blossom body wash in the background, so I had to ask." And he goes, "Oh, nah, roommate's girlfriend." I said, "Oh, my dog's brother's cousin uncle does that all the time." Like, like, why are you?
I love that. I love you so much.
I'm like, you're cute, but you're also in Ohio, so why am I even talking to you having Bath and Body in the back? Like, I'm not going on the journey to tell an Ohio wife.
Oh,
hey, like, this is how I found out.
You
always buy this brand.
She has done savage shit. So like before you've met and Facebook friend, like you should see
listen,
some
just
of the
from
posts.
statuses, I do not doubt the savagery.
Everybody thinks
at all.
This bitch would post full screenshots.
I know.
And tag the girlfriend.
I know. I've seen this shit.
Everybody says I'm like, okay, so
your,
I'm on Grindr.
Your cover photos, I live for constantly.
I had to put that because everybody's like, then block me, and I'm like, I've never blocked anybody in my life. Like,
block you?
Like,
Let me
I'll block you
up.
for like 5-10 minutes to stop you from messaging, and then you get the hint, and I'll unblock you. I'm not finished. Unblock me. Like, I just no. I get messages all the time on Grindr is like of headless horseless men, and I'll be like talking to them. I'm like, I know you. Headless horseman to me is when you're on Grindr and you see no profile at all. It's just their age. And that's about it.
You know, like, my favorite thing on dating sites is, as a straight dude, I like when a girl, all her photos are just tits out, tit poses, ass photos. Like, everything is showing off the goods.
I just started to put an ass photo kind of body pic on Grindr. Phone's blowing up. I don't even want to look at it.
But here's the first line in every single one of those, every single profile with a girl showing off her boobs and butt more than her smile. The first line is, "I'm not here for a hookup." I'm like, what are you selling?
Don't judge me off my photos, off my body.
No, going back to
not
the
here
thing.
For a
and
hookup.
There's me, like, I put pictures of, like, almost all of my pictures are, like, shoulder up.
Mostly above, because I ain't got nothing there.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't want people to know I don't have nothing.
Total flat roadmap. Like, but on Grindr, they'll be like, "I know you, but I'm so scared to talk to you because you're going to post me." And I'm like, "Are you a piece of shit? Are you cheating on your wife? Are you going to say you're going to beat me up?" I was like, because now you're on the gram and the book. Like, I'm not mean. I'm not evil for fun. I'm like, I'm not a mean girl. I was like, if you're cheating on your wife, I'm going to first message the wife, and then she's probably going to respond, "You're lying.
That
you
would
just
never
want my
happen."
husband." And I'm like, cool, now I get to fuck him. like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. Love that. So is there anything else on this? I don't want to like kill the conversation if there's anything else we want to talk about there.
Sorry.
But,
My phone was just ringing. It's just spam.
So one of the things I did put on Snapchat of like what are some topics that people could talk about, and someone said paranormal-ish stuff. Now that is a cool segue because if you guys are watching this on the YouTube channel, on the ABJ channel, this is bi-weekly. If you're just watching it only on the Blazin Budz, it's bi-weekly. But the way we're going to do it is the weekends that this show is not airing will be Truth Behind Illusion, which is myself and Lily's podcast, where we talk about paranormal and supernatural. By the time this airs, the vampire episode may air, or it may air after the week after this one, depending on how we get done and how our research goes. So, we do have a Sam Hain episode, and then we kind of stopped for a while, and then we're bringing Samhain. Sam Hain's the stupid way to say it. And then we'll have a vampire episode next, would be the next one. So also links below for all the other channels. If you want to check out the other content I do, that would be very much appreciated. But yeah, so the paranormal was thrown out there. And then I thought maybe some like St. Paddy's Day-ish things or your favorite Irish-ish things in general. Like,
I used to make my kids green eggs and ham, even though it wasn't like Dr. Seuss Day.
Yeah, she told me that.
Just
There's nothing Irish about that.
No, I just made things green.
Instead of making it on Dr. Seuss Day, I'm going to do it on
Not
St.
ham.
Patty's.
I'm sorry. I always say green eggs and ham.
I'm like
green eggs
I'm like,
and pancakes.
Ask her how she got the ham green. I'm like, don't ask that. That's stupid. I'm like, I don't know.
Is there any Irish movies or music or anything that you're into?
Yo, the most basic white bitch answer is still not white. I love the Boondock Saints and Dropkick Murphys. They got some jams, man.
I love Dropkick though. I'll let you slide with that one. I liked Boondock Saints, but people go too hard for it, I think.
I love it, but yo, ding dong, motherfucker, ding dong. I've been watching.
The racist joke in that movie's hilarious too.
Yo, there's so
Guess
many.
I'll have a Coke.
That's part one. Part two is the one with the Mexican, and he wants to have like a catchphrase.
Yeah.
And he's like ding dong. So there's like a fashion show I've been watching, and I can never remember the lady's name, but she's a judge. But when she really likes something, she's like ding dong, and every time she says it, I just think of his face like.
What about you? Any
With the
Irish
guns
music or movies?
I love St. Patty's Day. That's my favorite. It's my favorite. I love green. I love rainbows, obviously. And like, I don't know. I would love to move to Scotland. Or Ireland. One of them. I hear they're like the best places. And there's nothing like.
I just talked to an Irishman, and he said it's very much like America. Heroin epidemic is crazy. It's very, very poor.
I would imagine drugs in like the UK and there are so much worse because it's like I see that so much more.
He said Ireland's rough. He goes, honestly, I live in Philadelphia and it's Ireland.
It's Ireland. Okay, I'll move to Kensington. Cheap rent.
Yeah. So I don't know. So what, like any movies or pop culture stuff?
There used to be one on Disney.
The Luck of the Irish?
Yes, I love that one. But then growing up, I was like, oh my God, I'm like thinking of what is that scary one? The Leprechaun?
The Leprechaun movies.
Yeah.
That was what I transferred from that. That used to scare me like that, but at the same time, it was still good. So it's like those old movies.
What actress made her?
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I watched the first 3 about COVID.
One of my
around
favorite
COVID time.
death movies, kill movies in a horror movie is the first Leprechaun.
I've never seen them. I'm freaked out.
It might be part 2. But he makes so the power of the Leprechaun is he can make you hallucinate or see stuff that's not there. That's like one of his magical powers. So he made it look like this girl like with big boobs took her boobs out, and she's like, "Put your face in them."
I
and
did
he goes
see
to
that.
Put his face in, and it's a fan, and it cuts his face off. Or the one where he does the something about your balls are made out of brass, and in stormy weather they cling together, and sparks shot out of his ass. And like the guy's like kind of like he's like turning like a bottle rocket, and fireworks are shooting out of his ass. He used to do like these catchy little rhymes. He kills a guy with a pogo
it's
stick.
a limerick.
As much as I like St. Patrick's Day,
I love this.
I don't like leprechauns, dinosaurs, or aliens. That's the only thing I don't fuck with.
You don't fuck with dinosaurs and aliens?
My mom and dad put me on the Jurassic Park ride in Disney when I was like
The new Jurassic Park looks so good.
9. It was so scary because I'm thinking like, oh, you hear like the dinosaurs and you're like young, so you're believing it. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, I never saw Jurassic Park ever in my life, probably like 2 years ago. So I'm obviously not prepared for this ride. I'm thinking it's a park with real dinosaurs in it. I'm in there and I'm on this ride and I'm like, oh God, we're in the water. Hate mechanical things going underwater. Freaks me out. Like, I don't know, animatronics.
I don't know, the fear of
there's a phobia
water,
out there for it. Of being, I don't like being in water I can't see through.
Right, that you can't, because you can't
oh
see
God,
the bottom
there's like
of it.
a mechanical
I can't open
thing.
eyes in water.
Oh,
So
what if there's like a
if
mechanical
I'm underwater,
thing?
eyes are closed.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Mechanical things moving down there, well, I can't even see them. Like, something that it chopped off. I don't know. But it was that, and when you went in, like, if you watch, you just go on TikTok and you type in the Jurassic Park ride, you will see, like, the steam going in front. So I sat in the front. We all sat in front because I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so controlled. And they have, like, the alarm lights going. I'm
Do
like,
you know how the ride ends?
oh.
No.
I'll show you the video after this. Oh my God. And
I've
I'm
never
like,
been
my
on the
mom
ride,
and
but I
dad's
know
like,
how
it's
it
okay,
is.
open your eyes. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, the dinosaur's head is probably the size of this room, so it's
Oh, right, where it just jumps out in front of you? Is that what you're talking about? Or you go through
The
it?
T-Rex comes through a bush, and it looks like the T-Rex is going to swallow the car.
oh, it looks so realistic. I literally scarred me. This is speaking of, I guess, more into scary things. Wow, that blended well. What is that one movie? I'm trying to think of it. The Signs.
Signs.
Oh, I love that movie with Joaquin
You know what's
Phoenix.
scary? Mel Gibson originally, just being himself. He's fucking terrifying.
He has a serious guy.
So seeing him and
love Mel
not
Gibson.
knowing Spanish while they show the birthday party scene, and I'm like, oh, Dad, did you see that? Oh my God, did you see that? We gotta go to bed. We gotta go to bed. like no, made me watch it so many times. It was like their favorite scary movie, and I'm like,
the new Jurassic Park that they're making is supposed to be in the same timeline, but this new one's supposed to lean more into horror.
Okay. Wait, we're still talking Chris Pratt?
No,
But we're like that era of Jurassic Park.
This one is
but
essentially Scarlett
in-
Johansson and somebody else are going back to the island because the dinosaurs are now living there, and they're finding out that the dinosaurs have something in their DNA that's helping to cure like major world illness like cancer and stuff like that.
Okay.
So they're going to the island to extract
Wow.
dinosaur DNA to bring it back to help save humanity. And while they're there, the dinosaurs have just gotten bigger, badder, and then they end up finding out that somebody else went back to the island and started making mutated dinosaurs. So now there's like combo dinosaurs, and there's this big fucking
dang.
monster on the island now.
ugh.
It looks crazy. It looks crazy. That was a weird, not a nice, weird segue, but yeah.
Well,
One of my.
forget-
Oh, sorry, guys.
If we're getting into scary stuff, top 2 fears of like
Fears?
obviously aliens and
Oh,
dinosaurs aren't
like
real anymore, or
like
what's up, but-
creatures or like
yeah,
what do
what's
you
like
mean?
what's
or just phobias in general?
it could be a mixture
So realistically, I don't believe in any.
because a lot of people
paranormal-
hate heights,
I'm
dark water,
terrified of
clowns, blah blah blah.
Nothing paranormal, cryptid, ghosts scare me because I don't believe it's real. I want to believe it's real. Like, listen, if I seen it, I'd be 100%. Realistically, ghosts, demons, devils, monsters, aliens, 100%. If they popped in this room right now, I would shit my pants and I'd be scared. But I don't live in a world where I think that's a real thing, so that doesn't have a phobia. So I think they're all scary. Like, if I seen the fucking Jersey Devil or a Bigfoot or a fucking Chupacabra, that would ruin my day. Like, huh?
Just sorry, I'm like imagining Bigfoot in the room. And I was like,
Yeah.
so
Sorry.
scary.
Yeah. But phobia-wise,
It's like running into a giant in Skyrim and you're super tiny. You're just like
You're like,
terrified.
oh my God, my bad, my
like
bad.
I just fucked up.
I don't like snakes. I don't like snakes.
Ones that'll kill you, or ones that are
I don't
No,
know.
any.
I don't know the difference between the two, so I don't fuck with any of them.
Okay.
That's a snake.
had, like, a water snake in my
Keep
hand, but
that
that's
over
about it.
there. Like, oh, I have a pet snake. That's awesome. Keep it over there. I'm not touching it. Don't bring it near me. I just don't fuck with snakes.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have one as a pet. And
I
it's
couldn't
like
hold
my
it.
dream to have one as a pet.
I so badly. This is so weird. I was thinking about it like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Would you hold a snake?" And I'm just in the car thinking about this, and I'm like, "Hold a big spider or hold a snake?" And I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I can hold the snake. But I'm like, but I'm wrapping it around its fucking neck. I'm like, you're not coming near me. It's probably stronger than my hand, but I was like, yeah, I guess I would for a photo. But then the photo would be like, me just fucking like, like wrestling this snake, and
I'm gonna fucking bite you.
And there's gonna be commenters, you should hold the snake like that. I'm like, okay, cool photo, not really now.
It's like holding a cat by its scruff. The cat's like, I fucking hate this. Yeah, I don't fuck with snakes. That's
I don't. Oh, spiders are. Oh god, the worst for me.
Spiders don't freak me out. Like, listen, if I was in a situation where this entire room was filled with spiders, like that sucks.
God,
why
would you even say that?
But like,
yeah, like the mom breaking the baby sack and it going everywhere.
That is terrifying.
That would freak me out. But I think like, I don't know.
But spider bites are no fucking joke. Like, they'll fuck you up.
Well, I used to care, but now I'm just like, y'all are probably taking care of the other damn bugs around here.
100%.
So I'm like, I'll let you go. But in my certain areas, peppermint oil, cotton ball, throw it out throughout the floor.
Yeah, I don't.
And then they'll all come out and move out of that room.
I think anything in large doses would freak me out. Like if I was in a room and it's full of lizards, I'd be like, this is fucked up.
I could do like giraffes.
I love lizards.
100 giraffes in a room.
100 giraffes in a room. That'd be fucking terrifying.
I love giraffes.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
well, wait, why would it be terrifying?
Because that's 100 dinosaurs. Like, the giraffes are dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are completely different.
No, they're not. Do you ever see a giraffe get angry?
Yeah, they swing their heads to fight.
That's fucking scary.
I wouldn't be. Well, I don't think they would. Well, actually, I guess if there's
100 puppies,
of them.
I wouldn't. 100 puppies.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And they start shitting everywhere, and it's
right?
like, 100 pieces of shit. Great.
Imagine 100 puppies.
No door or window?
Imagine you don't get to say what kind of puppies, and you get huskies. And all they do is howl.
I love it.
100 of them at a time.
Oh, I'm not staying there forever.
And then they're just like biting it. Like huskies I love huskies, but they're also the worst. Like they will bite through walls. They will bite through furniture. They will eat everything.
I was in a pond when I worked at the pawn shop down the street. They had.
I was raised in a pond.
I pretty much was, but they had 9 fucking Rottweilers. I used to help raise.
Yeah.
9 at one time. 9 Rottweilers.
I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt like fucking that fucking kid from what's the show you watched? Game of Thrones before that with the 2 wolves. Imagine fucking someone who just like, and these dogs are so smart, I'd just be like, and they'd be like, what? Like, I fucking would just walk through the pawn shop with fucking 9 Rottweilers, no leash, and just be like, and they'd just be like fucking going there. They're smart as hell. I love those dogs. My favorite breed.
I was just kind of thinking of like what else you could throw in a room 100. I'm like, lemurs? And I'm like, do I really want a bunch of
lights
like,
turned on and all those eyes looking
like I don't want that. I don't want them jumping.
What about them like grabbing at your hair or something? Like, oh my gosh, that would be
100
awful.
little hands with fucking thumbs. Fuck that.
Why do you say things like that?
Because you're not
You're
thinking
giving me
through.
that. Can we get a new subject? Because I'm really not liking this one. This is becoming a phobia. Talking about creatures and 100 of them in a room at a time.
What are you scared of? Creature talk.
Everything.
So has anyone in the room ever had a paranormal or something you can't explain experience?
There used to be an app called Randonautica. A lot of people knew about it through TikTok. Yeah. The first episode ever, somebody used it. They were like, you basically channel this energy in your head. You don't have to say it out loud unless you're like alone. Because if you do it with a group of people, everybody thinks of their own thing. And they found a dead body in a suitcase by the beach because they thought of death. And the energy brought them to this space. So you would go on to Randonautica, press
money and a horse.
a random location. Well, it wouldn't be a location. It would be like pick 1 or 2, and I'd pick 2. We did it for a while, and I'm like, this is so ghetto. But once in a while, we would find something. And at the end of the night, I said, let's go out to Tumblin' Run and just sit there in that dark and think of something and get whatever energy. It said 1 or 2. I picked 2, and I said, everybody has to think about... I was with 2 of my guy friends. We'll say T and B. So I ended up thinking, like, everybody write down in your phone, in your notes, what you want to find. I was like, it can't be like obviously I'm gonna Lady Gaga. It would be a Lady Gaga item. It wouldn't be Lady Gaga, but it was so weird because we were losing hope for the app, and I was like, okay, we finally get drugged to this place. It was like it's local, but it's like an old church, abandoned building, school, abandoned building. And we went into this school. It looked like a school, and right when you step in, it's like the doors of a cafeteria. And I'm in there, and I'm like, all right, announce what you wanted to find. And I was like, B was like, something Chanel. And I looked at him and I was like, you're not going to find anything Chanel in this old ass building. Me not realizing how old Chanel was. Couple of minutes in, we are in where the oven doors and all that bullshit is. And he's like, yo, Bryant, look what I found. And I look over and I'm like, bitch, is that a shoe? And I'm looking at him like, and it fucking says Chanel on it. I have a picture. I have the whole...
Oh my God.
This absolute thing?
The whole thing. And I was like, okay.
I see.
That's weird. I want Janis Joplin. Something with Janis Joplin. I'm like, well, it ain't no Stevie Nicks common thing. So I'm like, Joplin.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know if it still works. I don't even know if I can get it on my phone anymore. But ended up, we go a little bit in, and I like left the group. B and T were still in the cafeteria kitchen prep part, and I'm like going towards this glowing like hole in the ceiling, and I'm just like, I'm a hoarder. So bitch, I have my purse, and I'm like, oh my God, this is cool. This is this old lady photo that's randomly on the ground. Cool. And I'm like, what are you gonna do with this? Like, what the fuck? I found a plaque, and it said key to the city. And I ripped the key off of it, and I put it in my purse, and I still have the key, but I should have totally kept the plaque, because I'm like, at one point, this was a little town. So I'm in there, whatever, and I'm like, oh God, it got super quiet, because it's like the auditorium for like Pottsville. I'm in there, and it's as if everybody got raptured. Imagine everybody just standing raptured. Your graduation diploma's on the ground. You got trophies from sports. Random things, and it's almost like as if a hoarder collected all of it, or like there was a bunch of like what are those people called when they go into a house that's already living in? Crouchers?
Squatters.
Squatters.
It was like 1 million squatters were in here and just vanished. I'm sure they got the copper and got the fuck out, but they ended up. I'm standing there. I'm like, what is glowing over there? And I realize there's a big hole in the ceiling of the school. I walk towards it, and it's a box with a shirt laid over it, and the glow from the ceiling is on it. And I'm like...
I guess pointing to it.
I'm like, no. I'm like, Janis fucking Joplin is on this fucking shirt.
In the purse.
I put it in the purse. There is blood stains on the shirt. I tried to clean it as much as I could. I still wear the shirt. It was an extra large. So
someone died in that shirt.
Somebody must have died in the shirt, and I'm wearing it.
That's awesome.
So
Wild.
I literally asked T. I was like, guys, look what the fuck I found. I was like, please don't tell me you like wanted something insane. I said, because if we get this all in a strike, it'll be awesome. T goes, a skinwalker. And I said, a skinwalker? I asked you to look for something abandoned, and you chose a skinwalker.
Well, I hope we
With
don't...
all this stuff.
Yeah.
We're leaving.
oh,
We found the
We're
Chanel,
out.
we found Joplin. We're not staying for yours.
No.
So
way.
I was like, if I found that and I found that, we're fucking done. I said, that shit can follow you home. I said, because I don't have time for it. I've seen enough dogs that look like humans. So I went into the next building. I said, we can go into the next building, and that's it. I have pictures of the next building. And it looks like the groundskeep is like taken care of, because somebody keeps lighting a candle next to this old ass church.
Fuck that.
I went up to the candle, and I'm like, this can't be a real candle. I'm like, oh my God, it is. And it like just rained, and it has like Mother Mary. It's like one of those little candle holders.
Like a vigil candle.
Crazy. I'm like, well, shouldn't explore a lot because if the grass is getting cut, something, whatever. We're in the next part, which is like a 3-story building that almost looks like this is where the school students studied. They're all in these little like glass. It looked like Bart Simpson's school, how it's like old wooden and creaky doors, whatever. Everything's wood. I'm in there and the vibe is terrifying already. And I got a shit. I'm 3 stories up and it's just all like nothing's in the room. Well, I definitely should have taken an Imodium prior, because that scared me, the Skinwalker thing already, and I'm like nervous, whatever, energy drink, and I'm sure we got some booze in us, and I'm on the 3rd floor, and I'm like, guys, this is so stupid, I've really got to shit, and I was like, I'm going to go in that empty room, and I'm going to shit. And I'm like, I won't make it downstairs and outside, and then I get caught outside, but I take a shit upstairs in the closet of the classroom because I'm like, well, I don't want to be super disrespectful, but I'll put it in the closet.
You just look your DNA on the
and
scene.
I'm like,
with your bloody t-shirt in your purse.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, halfway through the shit, I'm like, what are you going to wipe with? And I'm like, oh.
No.
And I'm like, oh, you are shitting in the closet right now. There is a pull curtain. Wipe my ass with that fucking pull curtain. And I'm up, I'm out. Walking out, what the fuck is in the corner of the room but an old ash chair with a doll on it? And I just took a shit in this fucking room in front of it. And they're on the 2nd floor banging and banging, like trying to like scare me as I'm taking a shit. I'm like, not helpful. I am already shaking from the shit. I'm already shaking from the doll. I can't go out of this room. I was like, you just need to get up here now. B and T, come up. T didn't like really explore, but B had a bat in his hand. B had a bat in his hand.
Alive or dead?
No,
like a baseball bat.
And started beating the fuck out of this doll, and I said, I'm out, because I just took a shit, and I'm already scared again. I'm out.
Oh man, this room stinks.
So we were by the third building, which was just like a normal like townhouse. And I noticed that there is a light coming out through the potato shed, like how they have those slanted doors in the ground. That's open and a light's just shining out.
Like a basement?
Like a basement lit up. And I'm like, we cannot explore that. Seeing a cat go right down into it because I'm thinking, ooh, I'm like, either it's just open for the cats or something, I don't know, but I'm like, we're not going in there. I was like, we were loud as fuck. I said, yous were banging on the 2nd floor, pissing me off, and I was upstairs doing my duty. And I was like, we gotta leave. I wanted to show my other friends so bad the next day. Totally forgot I took a shit. We go to open the door for the school, and it has a big lock on it. And I was like, fuck, they found my shit. And I'm like, definitely imagine like hot ass summer day, and you're like, who took a shit on my 3rd floor?
Smash it with a baseball bat. They're banging on shit. And someone shit and ruined my
in the
favorite
closet.
doll.
And the fucking
That's
doll
wild.
is on the floor. Like, so creepy.
Have you gone back there since then?
Nope. It's still there.
Is the building being used now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I guess a bunch of
think it
years
still has
ago,
the locks on
people took all of the copper out of it and the pews from the church. Well, we went into church. Church was fucking weird, like scary vibe. I was like, yeah, let's just finish the last 3 buildings. Don't know why I said that. That was so stupid of me because something definitely is following one of us. And I was like, just shocked. I'm like, half the pews were missing. And then when you look it up, some guy went in one night and was taking all the pews out and selling them on Marketplace. And I was like,
Jeez. That's
my
so
God.
cute.
But I have like a whole reenactment of me going down and being like, what am I doing right now? Getting married. And I was like, JK, that'll never happen. And it's me down, and you see like just the destroyed church. I had my friends stand in the front, like, but it was creepy. I'll have to toss you the pictures of it through the group.
That's
but
wild.
Put them on the Instagram. People,
Yeah.
and go check them out.
yeah.
You take a picture of your shit.
I did not. I did not. Thank God. Every day I take toilet paper now wherever I explore. Because
Oh my
I
God.
forgot. I do it on
Toilet
hikes. It's in my hiking bag, but I didn't think I was going to shit in a 3-story haunted building that night. But
I have a few experiences that ghost-ish experiences, but I don't know if they're what they are or if they could be explained. So can I give you two?
you can.
So the first one was I was a kid. So my mom said when I was a baby, when my grandmother passed away, that I started seeing a good witch and a bad witch in our house, not the one in Shenandoah. And it's weird because my mom said the bad witch lived downstairs. Now here's the creepy part. I used to have a reoccurring dream. Even most of my like middle school, high school days, like I would get really, really sick and I'd have this dream. And I'd only have it when I had like a fever or I was like really under the weather. And it would be me as a kid in the basement of my first house where this bad witch was. But my dream would be me going down the stairs and I couldn't turn the light on and it was dark. And I remember being a kid, and then that's when the dream would change from me to something else's eyes. But it would be like, so the way the basement was is you came down the stairs and there was into a room and then there was a hallway and like a bathroom and then like more rooms this way, like so it went backwards. But whatever it was that it was
What do
looking
they
at
call
me,
those rooms? They're like
the
all
cold rooms?
tiled.
well,
and,
this
like,
one was like
creepy.
it had like shelves.
They
for
call it the back rooms.
Yeah,
Or
it-
back
Oh, like a
room.
mud room?
This was more of a room where you put shelves. It was shelves in it where you put like canned goods and stuff. It was like a pantry little shit, like room.
Like a potato
Oh,
cellar or
okay.
pantry.
So this dream would then turn into whatever was in that back room would look at me and start chasing me, and I would always see myself like I would see me through the eyes of this thing. I would turn and run, and I would be the thing chasing me.
I feel like that happens a lot.
And
I've had a lot of that.
As I'm getting to the door to get out of the basement, this hand just misses me, and I get away from this thing every time. And that's how my dream always ends. So then I hear like 10 years later, my mom said I used to have a bad witch downstairs, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why did that? Like, that doesn't make like that's weird." That as a kid I said that, and I have a reoccurring dream that like
That this took
That's
place
so
downstairs.
weird because it's just like
yeah. So then my mom said my gram died. Now, when my grandmother died, I used to pray every night. I was like, she was really into like God and church and stuff. And my mom was like, "Well, how come you're not going to pray for Grandma Betty?" And I was like, "I'm not praying for her. I'm mad at her." And he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "'Cause she left me. I didn't know what death was." And to this day, I don't have any memories in my brain of my gram. I think I subconsciously like erased them all from my brain. Yeah. So my mom said that I came downstairs like a couple days later, and I was like, Mom, come upstairs. See who's up here." And she's like, "Fuck you, I'm not going up there." Like, she's like, "How did you even get out of your crib?" And I was like, she's like, "I'm not going up there." And she thinks I might have saw something. So my gram's best friend, now I'm in like kindergarten, first, second grade, dies, and we moved him on his city in the house that burned down. And we go to the viewing, the whole nine, and and when I used to go visit her in the nursing home, she couldn't remember anybody, her own kids, her family, but she always knew who I was. No matter if she was in her worst days, she'd be like, "I don't know who that is."
Oh, that's how my name was.
Tony Jr., what's going on? Remembered everything about me. So she passes away. I'm sleeping, and I wake up, and it's one of those things where you ever just wake up like full, you're awake. I wake up full, and there is a silhouette of a woman at the end of my bed, and it's just a black shadow, and it's literally doing this. It's like doing like snow angels, and it's just going really slow, and it would get like it would stop, and then go up again, and then stop, and then go back down again, and it had like tassels. I always said they like Macho Man tassels, but it wasn't like they weren't symmetrical. Like there was like 3 on this side or 2 on this side and 1 on this side, almost as if it was maybe like wearing a shawl and it was hanging off the arms. but it was just
like Courage the Cowardly, Return the Stone.
Kind of. It had it had something
I have no
dangling,
idea what
right?
you're talking.
But it was just doing this over and over. And I remember just staring at it, and it was not. It was like morning-ish, where the sky was getting like that, just like the sun's just coming up. So it was enough outside light that it was lighting this thing to make a shadow to be there. And I just remember laying there like, I don't want to run, because what if it fucking chases me? And I just remember like laying in my bed and I'm just staring at it. And I'm not in fear. Like, it felt like the room had no temperature. There was no emotions, no fear. I was definitely uncomfortable, and I wasn't scared. And I remember just scooting over, and I had a light, like a bendy light. And it had the turn knob, like one of those things.
Yeah.
And I'm holding it in my hand, and I'm like, if I turn this on, am I going to see what the fuck it is? And I don't know if I want to do that either. So I literally felt like forever I was holding it.
I'd be so creeped out by my hand even being out. I'd be like,
so
I know I'm protected if I'm throwing that blanket over me. Don't fucking touch me. Don't do nothing. Where's my phone?
Yeah, I click it on and it's gone. And as soon as I click it and it's gone, in one motion, down the hallway to my mom's room and fell asleep, like in the bed with her. I didn't give a fuck at that point. And I remember waking up and she's like, why are you sleeping in here? And I was like, oh, I guess that wasn't a dream. Cause I just immediately went back to my mom's room and I guess fell asleep. And then I thought I dreamt the whole thing. And then I remember looking down the hallway and my bedroom light is on. And like everything the way I left it, the way the covers and everything was all there. So I don't know if it was a dream and I sleptwalk or if I really experienced that. And then when we were at the Jim Thorpe prison, I don't know if it was a second time or third time doing a podcast, we had some situations where I was carrying around, I downloaded this app, and that's probably bullshit, but I was downloading this app where it was like a EVP detector, and it would like, instead of it hearing it and saying it back, it would just have like, it would put the catchphrase on the thing.
Like closed caption it?
Yeah, like a closed caption. And I remember I was like, all right, if something's here, just say something I would know, or something that relates to me. And I was like, all right. So I always joke around devil shit. Everything's devil, right? I like spooky shit. So I'm in the basement by myself and my phone vibrates. And I thought the whole time we're there, a kid was there scaring people doing tours. And I thought he was down there in the basement with me. So I was by myself in the basement. Everybody's upstairs, and I didn't know I was there by myself. So my phone, and I'm looking through the room because he would just hide. Just wait for someone to come in and scare the fuck out of him.
Wait, so there was a kid there or no?
So I thought he was there down there with me.
There was actually a person there.
Yeah, there was
but he thought that they went down with them to the basement, and they didn't.
It was Halloween time, so they were doing ghost tours of the thing. And the owners of the building let us come in and just hang out the entire night.
Right, I
and
remember
just
that.
follow tours around. Like, so we just had full access, so we can walk freely anywhere we want, and then every now and then we'd go into a room and there'd be a tour happening, and we would just, as long as we didn't disrespect the tour or ruin people's experience, we could just be there. And that was like our deal we had. And then after the tours were done, we sat down with the owner's grandson, and we just talked to him about the prison. And so we just like walked around for hours, just watched tour after tour after tour come through. So we just kind of got used to the building. So I was in the basement, and I thought he was in the next room with me. He was wearing a purge mask, and then like he would turn it on, and it would glow, and then he would scare the fuck out of somebody. And I was like, I was like, where's he hiding now? And I'm looking around, and I'm like, oh, I'm by myself down here in the dungeon. And my phone vibrates and goes, looking for someone? Like, that's what it said on my phone. Or alone or something like that. And I went, yeah, I'm definitely alone. Like, it said alone. That's what it was. So I was like, that's weird. So I said to myself, say something that only I would know. And then devil popped up. And I was like, that could be fucking anything. So then I'm walking around again, and it goes off, and it said Nancy.
Yikes.
And I was like, it's my mom's name. And I was like, that's weird. And then around this time, too, I don't know if I should say this. I don't want to upset people.
So then use code names.
Someone passed away that I don't want to say I hated them, but I didn't get along with them. And it bothers people that me and this person didn't get along. And a huge reason why I didn't like them is because they beat the fuck out of me a lot. Like, they were very verbally, mentally, and physically abusive to me. And when they passed away, it wasn't on good terms. It wasn't on good circumstances. I still like was trying to be there for them, but like I mentally put up blocks with this person that like just to protect myself of all the years of just like being fucked with by this person.
Yeah.
And and I had the fucking app, and I'm living at my house in Fractal. It's on the table. I don't even know why it was turned on or anything, but like I had like a memory or a feeling of that person just like in my brain, just popped into my brain, and I was like, oh wow, why am I thinking of them? That's super strange. Like, why did that even enter my head? Like, I'm just kind of like over that, and then my phone just buzzes and it says, I'm sorry, and I was like, the fuck is that? And then I'm like, whatever. And then it popped up, abuse. Sorry. Again, like it was
what
like,
is this app?
It was like an EVP ghost detector app. I don't know how if it's bullshit or not.
Oh my god!
You should look through your cloud and see if you can look
need
at
to
what
check
you
that
had
cloud,
downloaded.
Put it on right now. I just heard. Did you make a noise while he was?
I squeaked a little.
Oh my god! I was so scared. I'm like, I thought.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Like the squeaks at her. Like,
no,
I'm sorry.
Like,
and I'm
like breathed in, but I was trying not to make a noise, and it made a noise anyway.
What did you say? It was
I think
EVP.
It was the ultimate ghost detector app. It's bullshit. I'm telling you right now, it's bullshit.
It's bullshit. After what I just heard. What is it?
There was two of them I had.
Ghost
One was a
detector?
ghost hunting EVP app, but I don't know if that's it.
EVP. We'll put it on right now. Ghost
I love
hunting
this.
tools. Oh, I'm not paying $4.
Me.
Don't care anymore.
Is there a light version?
Right. $4.
How do I look up apps?
Oh, never mind. The other apps is Tesla metal detector. Oh, here's a.
Yeah, I'll look it up while you guys are talking. But that's the only two like weird things that like.
I like that it gave you words
So-
instead of. Well, I guess I don't know.
What about you, Lily? Anything weird?
I have. Well, I had two. Well, I still have two stories because one of them is not really a story as much of it's like a memory, but I didn't know what it meant at the time. So when my great-grandfather passed away, it's funny because in Blazin Budz 1, I was telling the story of how I got my first period, and we were in this town that has like this underground freshwater pool. It's in this town called Balmoral, and it's where like
Oh, you were telling me about.
it's like I have my my grandparents, my grandpa's siblings live there. I don't know how that translates. My great aunts and
My
uncles.
dog's cousins, sisters,
Yeah.
friend.
My
Who gave
grandpa's
us our mail
brothers
the
and
one
sisters.
time.
Like my grandpa's the youngest of 14. So he has a lot of them, but he has family that lives in Balmoral. So we went to go see my grandfather. He was in the nursing home that was like a half hour from where, or I'm sorry, my great grandfather was in a nursing home that was like a half hour from where my grandparents lived. And he was dying, like he was on his deathbed. So we left, like, I remember my mom waking us up in the middle of the night and like, we're about to make this 9-hour car drive. Let's go. Like, we got to go see him. So it was literally like like I said, like we left at like 3 a.m. Like my grandpa had called her and was like, listen, he's not doing good. You need to get here. So at the time, I want to say I was about maybe like 12, 13. I'm not really positive. I do have one picture with my great-grandfather. You guys would be like, wow, he's really Mexican. Like, it's funny because if you look at the picture, I should go grab it, but I don't know where it's at. It's like, no, but it's funny because you can see the lineage of how Spanish got added into that side of the family. Because my great-grandfather is like super, super dark, and then my grandpa's sitting next to him, and he's like a little bit lighter, and then my mom's sitting next to him, and she's a little bit lighter, and then my sister's sitting next to her, and she's a little lighter, and then there's me, and I'm pasty white. Like, I'm like,
Just
it's funny though. It's just, actually, it's funny because I'm sitting on the corner by my great-grandfather. Like, I'm on the other side, so it's like white and then ombre. But at any rate, so when he passed away, my dad got there with my 2 younger brothers, and at the time they were like really, really, really young. They were like toddlers. I don't remember how old they were at the time, but they were young. And my grandfather, like, he spoke only in Spanish. He didn't know any English. So like now I remember it and I can translate it now, but he just kept saying like look at the cowboy. The cowboy's here. The cowboys are here to get me. The cowboys are here to get me. And my brother came in, like we were there all day waiting for my dad to get there with my brothers, like 12, 13, 14 hours waiting for them to get there. And my brother walks in and my dad has him dressed with a little cowboy hat, like button-up shirt, like
absolutely not.
Jeans, buckle, boots, whole thing. And my great-grandfather goes, okay, like, look, the cowboy, like, he's here. He's like, meet that cowboy. Like, he just kept saying it. And then there comes my little brother, and I think he's like 2 at the time. And he just walks in, and I'm like, okay. But I didn't realize that at the time, right? I was like 11, 12. Like, now remembering it, I can see it. But another thing that's important in this is that my grandfather, I don't know how much you know about the Spanish Revolution, or the Mexican Revolution, or if you know, even just if the name sounds familiar, Pancho Villa. He was like one of the big revolutionaries. He wore like a sombrero, everything, right? But he actually came into my great-great-grandmother's kitchen, like to her house, to be like, I need to take your sons to go fight this fight that we're about to fight. And so their big enemy was the cowboys. Like, the cowboys were coming for the Mexicans, and that's it. Like,
I
that
never
was
like
the
really
fight.
knew that.
So like now, in my older age, I can remember like my grandpa going, the cowboys are coming to get me, and then my little brother showing up. But mind you, I lived in Texas, so this was like, that's just kind of people dressed. But regardless, as soon as we left, like my mom was like, okay, like we gotta go back home. We left, and like an hour later, my grandpa called us, like we're on the road, and was like, he passed away. But like the last thing he kept saying, like his last words were, the cowboys are coming to get me. And then look at the cowboy, there he is. And so that, I don't know if that's like, it translates to something you can't explain, but
eerie and like
I watched a documentary.
But then also, hold on. So I'm sorry. So on our way back, we stopped in Balmaray to meet with my grandfather's relatives and like kind of mourn with them, so to speak. And they sent us back to my grandfather's house, which was like a 4-hour drive from where we're at, with a radio, with like a dial-up radio that was leather bound that belonged to my great-grandfather. And they gave it to me, and I'm sitting in the back seat of my grandmother's car. My grandma didn't go. She wasn't, my grandmother's schizophrenic, so she had her moments. She never wanted to be around death, though. Like, anytime anybody was sick, she wouldn't go visit them. So my grandpa took her car, like, we're with my mom, like, my sister and I in the back seat. And so we leave from his brother and sister's house, and they give me the radio, and they put it in the back seat. And I put it between my feet on the floor of the car, and we're getting closer to my grandparents' house. We're maybe like a half hour away, and we stopped at someone else's house, and she was like, my mom was like, we'll grab the radio so she can see it. And it was gone. It wasn't there. Like, I had put it between my feet. It's gone. So my mom's pissed. Like, everyone's upset. Like, how did we leave? And she's calling my like her aunt, whatever you want, my grandpa's sister, like, where did she leave it? Is it there? Blah, blah, blah. No, it's gone. Like, you took it. Like, and everyone's saying this, right? So then we pull up into my grandparents' house a half hour later. And my grandma walks outside, and she's holding the radio. That's it. That's, mind you, I'm still 11 or 12. Like, I remember that to this day. Like, I don't know how she got it, but I had it. And like, everyone's like, just like, nobody talked about it. And then my other story was, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. So I do consider myself a witch. Like, I do consider myself, I'm into the occult. I practice in certain things. I believe in certain people, and I worship certain people and certain practices and things like that. My mom was very, very religious. My grandparents were not. Like, my grandparents didn't really believe in religion. They had like a picture of Jesus up, but I feel like that was
that's
just
shocking.
like a Mexican thing.
A lot of old people love that type
but I feel like
I
feel like my great grandparents were a lot more strict. My grandpa was still very, very strict in his upbringing, but he didn't care to go to church. Like, my grandfather was an entrepreneur. He was a butcher. He had his own butcher shop. He also, like, had a gas station in front of the butcher shop was in the back of a gas station that had a whole, it was like a town, it was a Texaco. But, like, he was always busy doing stuff, and he had 5 kids, and he was the youngest of 14, and he was always worried about, you know, taking care of people, so he didn't mind religion as much. My mother, however, was super religious. She goes through her first divorce with my sister. If y'all are doing the math, this is my cousin who, like, my aunt brought me up. She adopted me, whatever. But so her first husband is my sister's father, and she did not like that family at all. Mind you, this is her, his dad is the one who bought the gas station originally. The marriage in total brought the gas station to the butcher shop together. So they split up, and my mom wants nothing to do, like my grandfather, or yeah, my dad's dad at that time was like, yeah, we're pulling out. You have to get your butcher shop out of my gas station, even though you're the one running it, all of that stuff. But, so it got ugly. My mom wanted nothing to do with these people. So my dad ended up picking up my sister and I and took us to his sister's house. And my mom hated her, like despises this woman. She is convinced that this lady touched her stomach while she was pregnant. And I'm sorry, not sorry, like this to me is still wild in reasoning, so I don't care if this embarrasses her, but she said, oh, she touched my stomach and then my baby came out with cerebral palsy, so she's the one who caused her to be whatever.
Thanks.
And so we went to visit her, and she had given us these like satin headbands, like they were like rolled, like those padded, this is the 90s, you know, whatever, they were in style. And so she had like gone to the store and bought like a 4-pack. So me and my sister were both wearing 2 on our heads when we walked in the door. And my mom was so furious that she grabbed holy water and she like ripped these headbands off of us and threw holy water on them and then threw them outside and like broke them. Like, you know, like the old headbands where they had like the cardboard in them, like real thick, like broke them in half and then threw them outside. And tell me how the next day they were sitting on the front porch, like unharmed, like not run over by the road, like not dirty, like white satin padded, like almost mattressy looking thing. And they were all like, they were just sitting back there. And I was just like, I feel like my mom was so like, oh, she's a witch, like this is blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that was like my first like confirmation that witchcraft could exist, and it like excited me. But yeah, those are my 2 unexplainable
talking
things.
about your grandfather dying, and seeing something beforehand. I had a few people who worked at like nursing homes, or old folks' homes.
Oh, I worked at
this one place. I forget. One of my aunts told me this story, but like the hospital that she worked at, supposedly like a little boy and his dog got hit by a car out front of it, like trying to get ice cream from the ice cream truck or something like that, and everyone who at that nursing home before they'd pass away would see the little boy and his dog. Like, it was like clockwork. Like, if this, like, oh, this little boy's here, can he get some ice cream? They're like, they would leave the room and be like, they'll be dead by the end of the night. Like, it was almost like guaranteed. And then I was watching this documentary on Netflix that, like, people who either have died or people who have died and come back, and, like, their experiences of what they went through pre and post, like, and they were saying, like, they think, like, the death is a child. Like, when you see a child, like, that's one of the last things you're going to see is a child. Like, everyone always thinks it's a man or a woman. Say that? Like, a man or a woman. But they said statistically, what people always report to of seeing that's going to come take them away is a child. Which is interesting.
Ew.
Why ew?
Because that's exactly what happened. My brother was like 2 at the time.
No, but no one can see the child. It's like a ghost child.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we left, and he was like, he just kept saying that, like, the cowboy's coming to take me, the cowboy's coming to take me. And that was the last, like, we left. Yeah. That was the last one he saw, was my little brother. And then, so that's kind of weird.
And then some of the people who had, like, near-death experiences where they died and were brought back, they all had the same weird story of like this being. Like they said, they didn't think it was human. It had humanistic ideas, but it wasn't like a human. But they couldn't make out what it was, and it essentially walked them through like this garden, and like they would physically look back and see their body, and see everything that's happening with their body. Like they came back from the dead, like back to life, and were like, "Yeah, you were the one giving me CPR. You're the one doing this. You were the one saying that stop because they're dead." Like someone died on the operating room, and one of the nurses made a joke, just like, "Oh, you lost another one," and they came back, and they're like, "I didn't really appreciate that joke."
That's wild.
Like because they said they were standing outside of their own body,
They were just watching it happen,
watching the room, and seeing the room. And it was like more than one person saying that this happened, which is pretty weird.
Yeah.
And then like, almost like going to the light. Like they're like, I can't tell you if heaven or hell or any of that thing is real, or what you see, like if it is God or what it is. But he goes, it's just like we were about to go through this light, and they were just like, not yet. And then like, you just suck back in.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was a cool documentary.
I'm gonna have to watch it now.
Oh, going back to that Renanautica app, me and T would always go out to Higgins, and we did it one time after that before me and them stopped talking. And I knew the friendship was fading, so when we did it last, I was like, we were out in farmland, and it was like 3 a.m., and they were like, I want to go explore something, I want to do something. Like, you're crazy, like, I'm not doing that. It's like a terrible hour to do that. So, went out and did it. Mine was, I wanted to find, like, I don't know, I wanted them to be reminding me all the time, whatever. Like, I was like, well, if the friendship ends, I want you to at least think of me all the time, like, that. That
was your intention.
Right. When I'm like, oh, well, you're not going to be able to find that. And I'm just like, oh, I just don't want them to forget me.
Right. So I blew them both that night.
So ended up going out to Higgins at this big cornfield. I hate cornfields, aliens, blah, blah, blah. It's 3 a.m. He's an asshole. Out there, I'm like, I just don't want them to forget me. I'm like, what do you want? He's like, I don't know, some money. And I'm like, God. I was like, okay, well, I don't think we're going to find money out in a fucking cornfield. They were very, very religious. I still have this till this day because I keep I'm just a hoarder. We're out in the cornfield. Before we get out, we stop at this stop sign. Like, we pull over. No cops are going to yell at us for that. We did that. His high beams were automatic, turned on, and the green street sign at the cross the street literally said, "Forget me not." And I was like, that's weird. I already found my thing. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to look for the money. So we're out. I have my Swiss Tech flashlight. This shit lights up like you don't have to pay a PP&L bill. So I, like 400 times, it was insane. It looked like it was daylight on this cornfield. And we're like looking for money. He finds, well, we kind of found it together. We kind of split and then took back to a Y. On the ground, where, like, obviously you're ripping the corn out, it's like dug in. It was like one of those fake monies, and on the back it was like a Jesus like script, and I was like, ew. Okay. I'm like, well, you found your money, and I know you ain't gonna forget me. Like, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So we never did it again, and the next year they like deleted the app. Like, they took it off the app store for a good bit, but you had to pay like $15 back then for it, and it was crazy. But I believe it 100%. Like, it was just weird.
I know we talked about it on Truth Behind Illusion a while ago, and the girl who did the podcast with us, I'd say her name, but like last time I seen them, I tried saying hi, and they just like acted like I did not exist. So I don't really want to say their name, but
I don't know who we're talking about.
Huh?
I have no idea who we're talking about.
I know who we're talking about.
Oh.
But yeah, they were like, I will never do that app. That's evil. It's this, it's that. And I was like, well, isn't the whole purpose
the
of
point,
this show?
girly.
The whole purpose of the show is to explore this shit. I don't know.
I don't get scared unless it's eerie. If it's just scary, like Terrifier, okay, cool. Cut me down the coochie, like.
Cut me down the coochie.
Like, it ain't gonna scare me, but like, I'm like, did you just see Mel Gibson? I'm like, he's fucking terrifying. They're running around the house. Oh, like,
Yeah.
I really
the
liked
butter
that
knife.
movie.
The butter knife under the door.
I love Aliens.
Fuck
though.
you.
I love it. Oh yeah, where he's looking through the.
Yeah, I'm like, Dad, I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed. I want to go
Chop
to
the
bed.
fingers off.
Yeah.
It was bad.
All right, bust out the book. You pick a number this time. Is it what? It's 1 to what? 170.
I think it's 173. Oh. 172.
I'm gonna go 170.
Wow.
It makes sense in my head.
All right.
Wait, is it too soon? 130.
130.
Because it's my favorite number, but to the 10th power. Well, not to the 10th power. times 10.
Please be a good one. Please don't be a lame one.
An alien one?
Be a lame one.
Per costumes. Fuck. I said please don't be a lame one. Okay. Wearing a costume is an easy way to get into a particular headspace, which can be useful in kink scenes, whether you're dressing up as a nurse, a superhero, a kitten, or something else entirely. You might find it sexy, disinhibiting, I'm going to get some of these words wrong, to dress as someone else for a while. Some costumes are attractive in themselves, such as skin-tight latex catsuit or a well-fitting tuxedo. Those are two totally different things. Some are hot because of their associations with dominance, submissiveness, sadism, youth, or other often fetishized traits such as uniforms of a military officer or a schoolgirl. Some costumes may be hot to particularly people because of associations they have with the character or archetype being portrayed. If your first crush was the cartoon character Jessica Rabbit, for example, you might love seeing a partner in her iconic outfit. Costumes aren't necessary for roleplay scenes or really for any scene, but they're at least worth considering because they can help you create fun personas to play with. It says, try this. Assemble an ensemble from your own wardrobe that suggests a particular character in your mind, even if that character is just a younger or older version of yourself. What the fuck? That was a terrible sentence. Wear it out on a date and see how it makes you feel. Me going back in a wife beater and jean shorts, and I'm like, I'm a model for Hot Wheels. Like, next time you attend a costume party, pick an outfit. When the fuck am I going to a costume party?
Oh my god, I love costume parties.
Pick an outfit that makes you feel hot, whatever that means to you. At the end of the night, when you're back in the privacy of your bedroom, try masturbating or having sex while still wearing the costume. Do it in front of a mirror if you want to, or do it with somebody else. It says, scour vintage stores, charity shops, and army surplus stores for authentic uniforms you could use in a roleplay scene. If you are pretending to be in the military in the bedroom, girl, that's a lot.
Get your privates on attention.
So every partner I've ever had has been dating me cosplaying as fucking Kevin Smith for the past fucking...
I never think of Kevin Smith.
Every time
I did think of Mark Wahlberg one time, and then I was like, no.
At one point, yeah.
I love,
He does.
Yes.
He
Mark
does
Wahlberg,
resemble.
yes. But I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, actually thinking about him, I think I only did, it was like one of our first times sleeping together, and you're like, you said something about like, oh, let me guess, you're thinking about Mark Wahlberg, and then I was like, well, I am now, but like, it wasn't like I'm thinking about him to think about him.
His restaurant.
Start doing the pet chest now.
The Wahlburgers, yeah.
I had a girl say she don't know if she could date me because I looked at, because I was younger, I used to shave my head, or I'd have like this Caesar haircut. Like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the George Clooney haircut that was popular in the 2000s. I had that, and she's like, you look like Mark Wahlberg in Fear, the one where he's like the crazy boyfriend.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I had that happen once.
I still haven't watched that yet.
All right, so we'll start with you.
Should we say a costume that we would wear?
So let's do this. Let's rank it. Give us your ranking from 1 to 5.
I'm just ready for the kink. I'm like, yeah, I'm adaptable.
1 to 5, and if you have partaken or would partake.
1 through 5, I would definitely I mean, it's kind of like role play, in all honesty. Typical schoolgirl bullshit, but then that, like, brings the fun and the creativeness into it. Like, it's almost like going out to a bar and saying, I'm not me tonight. You're going to discover who the new person is. Like, this is my job. This is my name. Da-da-da-da. And like,
I don't take things too seriously. I would be like, I would laugh too much, or just in my head be like, oh, just trying to be too funny.
The last guy I did that with, it was like, oh, well, I'm like a clown. Like, and I'm like, a fucking clown. And I had to break character, and I was like, listen, I'm like, Tiffany don't want a fucking clown. She wants like a plumber or something, like pissing me off.
I'm done.
Pull my ass crack out.
Oh my God, that whole night, I throw back into a little story of it. We went to, what is that called? The Brownstone Lounge. Oh, and that's where we pretended to be different people, and we're good. He starts flirting with the guy aside of him instead, and I'm thinking, bitch, you just told the bartender to have me come over to you. And I'm like, and now you're gonna flirt with this dude aside. And he was like, totally broke character. Then he was like, we both just came out. Because the guy was like, what are you doing? And whatever. And I was like, he means like coming out. I was like, not. And V was like, basically saying like, oh, no, not like that, not like that. And I'm like I came out like in 6th grade. I'm like, not recently. But we ended up going to, I was like, where's the best place to eat? Told the bartender, and he was like, the place aside. And I was like, okay, I'm in there. Rich ass white people all up in this place. My heavy ass is in 6-inch heels. And it was raining outside. So I went in, and oh no, it wasn't raining. I went into the bathroom because I said, oh, I'm gonna go get our food, and then I'll go to the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom, and I'm using the ladies' room. Obviously, I'm not gonna go up in that. No. I look on the floor, I'm like, oh my God, it's soaking wet. And I'm drunk as shit already, because I'm like, I'm tired of meeting this new dude. Like,
right.
I'm like, I was over it. I had to be fucking toasted to even talk to the new the clown. So he orders our food, I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, God, why is there so much wet fucking all over the floor? I'm like, this is not the men's room.
There's nothing
one stall. Wet. It was one stall, so thank God. I locked the door. Now, you ever been in like an RV and know how thin those walls are? It was like that. They had to build a cubicle just for this bathroom. I'm in there. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna slip. I never slip. Never in my life have I fallen in heels. I'm in that bitch. I get up to pee. I sat down to pee, and then I got up, and I was scared trying to put my pants back on, and I slip.
Oh no.
And I grab onto the sink like the fucking Hulk, and it rips off the wall on top of me. First thing I do, oh my God, a fucking sink's on me right now. And I'm like, let's FaceTime my mom. FaceTimes my fucking mom, and she's like, I thought you were
is there water shooting
I thought you were,
wall?
it's spraying. It's spraying like a fucking Family Guy cut. And I'm like, yo, you'll never believe what just happened.
This is my concern
and
with
it's
someone in their
still
bathroom.
pouring. It's still pouring out, and I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about FaceTime my mom. I'm like, she goes, I thought you were on your date. And I was like, I am. And she goes, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing, I just came to check up. I was like, look at this fucking sink. She goes, are you on the floor? And I'm like, I fell on the floor. She goes, well, what's up with the sink? And I said, I ripped it off the wall, caulking and all. I get back up. I was like, all right, I love you. I'll talk to you later. I just have to let you know this is what happened.
Are you soaked at this point?
I hang up. I get up. I don't know if it's fucking piss on my leg or if it's fucking water. I get up, and I'm like, oh my God, all these people just heard your loud 250-pound ass bang on this damn floor. And you know the walls of the RV bathroom are thin as shit, so the whole wall shook.
And you have to hear the water. Like
the water and the sink, and I'm like, oh my God, okay. I get back up, I'm holding this. I have my purse, and everybody thinks it's a woman. Fucking shove it back onto the wall. And I'm like, all right. and it somehow like stopped the water from leaking, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, like we're good. Then hand sanitizer on my purse because I can't use the sink. Open the door. I look around. I'm like, I made sure I look like all petite, and I was like, and I shut the door and I'm just looking around. I go back to the table and I was like, grab my clown's hand. We need to leave. No. Prior to that, he goes, my God. He was like, you took so long. And I was like, yeah, I know. I don't look wet. My pants are already dark, so nobody fucking notices. Whatever. I'm drunk, so I could care less. I'm an hour away from home. Who's gonna know me?
Oh my God.
So I sit down next to my clown and I was like, so I just ripped the sink off the wall in the bathroom. And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, the sink. It's
gone.
I ripped it off with the caulking.
Yeah, that bathroom's flooded right now.
And he was like, should we leave? And I'm thinking, no, my fat ass needs my food first. I get the food, dry as fuck. I was pissed. I was like, well, the first date with the new guy went well. Just went well.
You fucking
and I was like,
Hulk the bathroom.
I've never seen myself do that. I've never fallen, but I know you're supposed to grab something, so I can't believe that. And I was like,
Imagine if instead of grabbing something, you braced into the walls and then just went through both of them.
Well, I should have recorded it instead of FaceTimed my mom, but if I go into this, I have a picture of the sink.
I just in my head envision like a super conservative Karen's like, oh, they're gonna use our bathroom, and then they're like,
they're gonna use our bathroom. Ain't no bathroom now, bitch.
And then they go in next like, this is why we want our separate bathrooms. They ripped the fucking sink off.
Like I was just like, okay.
You're talking.
So while they're looking that up,
you're a conservative talking
where do you
point.
stand with costumes?
Found it.
I think they're cool. Like, so we've been to some situations where there's been like party-ish or like themes where people have dressed up. I'm not one to do it. I'm not a dress-up person. I know you are. So I love
dressing up.
I like seeing you dressed up. I like seeing you in the outfits. I like seeing you dressed sexy. That's fun for me. But like, I tried the schoolgirl scenario. And it just...
When I was a dancer, like, there were so many people who were like, money, but, like, that wasn't something I ever really, like, brought into the...
ruler, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, I'm not into the scenario of, like,
younger.
Yeah, like, younger stuff is weird to me.
Age play is not for you.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about costumes.
Yeah, but I guess, like, that's where a lot of people, with the costumes, they go to schoolgirl first. Like, that one's out for me. I don't know if someone dressing up as, like, my favorite cartoon character would do it for me, because I also don't sexualize cartoon characters at all.
I think with the school thing, I think it's more so, like, okay, growing up gay, I obviously didn't get that boyfriend experience. Like, here's my jersey. So I'm thinking, like, you be the football player, I'll be and I'm like, all right, this turned lame quick because you ain't even got a fucking jersey to give me.
Dress
like,
up as like
real.
a massage therapist. You know what I mean? Like, that'll do it for me.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with costuming. You're talking about role playing now. We're talking about costuming
or something. Like,
I'm just saying, you want me to fucking...
She's in the Reading Mall yelling at you to be quiet during the massage. Where's my $100? It was an hour massage.
Like a Hot Topic fucking...
$100. $180. Jeez, in today's day and age, like, it was honestly about $120 to $140 for an hour when I graduated from college in 2013. Yeah. So, like, 12 years later...
I heard of this place. Somebody was telling me about it. It's like, I think it's called the Coven, but it's like a gothic club that people can go to, and everyone goes there full goth. Like,
is it in Scranton?
It might be, yeah.
Because I think there's the goth bar, and then I also think that downtown is one.
Yeah.
It's attached now. So it was the Noir Dark Spirits, and they now attached to the Ritz Theater.
Maybe.
They moved and they're now attached
That's
to
kind of spooky though too.
Yeah, so like I like seeing people in costume, depending on the costume. Like, listen, if I got a Comic-Con...
Where's your scale on 1 to 5?
I'm a 3.
And then would you do it or no?
Me personally, no.
You'd never dress up for anything.
Like Halloween.
Let me tell you how I know he's lying.
Like, fucked in a Halloween costume.
How did I get
Where
on the topic
fuck
of
was I? Not there.
How did I get in the topic of me falling in the bathroom?
I don't know.
You were, because we were
Holy
talking,
shit,
because
you know,
that was
role play.
role play too.
I'm sorry.
That was role play too. You're
Yeah.
good.
Oh, here's the sink, by the way. Completely ripped it off the wall.
Lord. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I'm like, I have to take a picture of this. I'm not going to have anybody believe this.
Yeah.
I should have took a picture of it on me. I'm like, dating profile, first picture.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
But yeah,
Sweep me off my feet.
what did I dress? You said I dressed up?
But you've gone in theme. Like, you'll put a t-shirt on in theme.
Oh yeah, a t-shirt is my thing. I have a lot of t-shirts. I could find a theme of something.
You don't really dress up like ever.
Yeah, I dress like this everywhere.
No, like when people tell him to get dressed nice, he's like, okay, so my darker black jeans and my solid black hoodie instead of my zip up.
Yeah.
And my good shoes instead of my sneakers. Like,
I have a pair of like
I'll wear my
boots.
black Vans or like my black.
My
yeah,
boots,
like your.
the
Yeah,
boots.
that's fair.
Oh, wait, were we picking what we would dress up
He
as?
doesn't costume.
Oh,
no, I'm just saying I don't think.
I'm not saying
he
I
was saying
wouldn't.
he-
I'm just saying I don't know. Like, it's something I'd have to maybe explore. It's like a 2 or a 3 for me. It's not like high on the list. Not something I'm like, oh, that's a huge thing for me. But I enjoy seeing you dress up and do.
If I had like an hourglass figure, I'd be Catwoman for sure. Without the hood,
Michelle
I'll
Pfeiffer?
add like the latex headband, but
Michelle
I'm not.
Pfeiffer Catwoman.
Yeah, like, whoosh,
Yeah,
like
that'd be
white
dope.
stitching the whole 9 yards because I think that is so
I need
fun.
Ariana Grande bunny.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
All right, where you at?
5.
A 5?
Yeah, I love costuming. Like, I do it not even in a sexual way. I do it in a way that like one of my best friends, for every birthday party, like their family would do a themed party. So we did like a 70s party, and I love going to vintage
Yeah, I would
stores
love
and like
that.
finding like different themes, or like even like Christmas party, like an ugly sweater party. I'll make that shit ugly as hell. Go to the dollar store with $10 and have a full outfit made. Like, but I also am someone who loves making clothes, so I feel like
And what's something you'd want to dress up as?
Ariana Grande bunny.
Popular. Did they
No,
used
I
to-
did not say Ariana Grande as Glinda. I
did
said
they-
the Ariana Grande bunny.
Did they win anything?
That's super different. I didn't watch it. I was with you.
I love what's it called?
I think they won on one academy.
Over in
I
I don't know
they
the town. It's over by Scranton area. Starts with an O, but it's
Elephant.
I forget.
Yeah, Elephant.
Anyway, go ahead.
Have you ever seen Frazetta's costume shop?
Oh yeah, no, that's not Elephant, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Coolest store. I want to go there on my birthday and Jim Thorpe. That's like the two coolest
Oh,
things
it's
in
in
our
Jim
area.
Thorpe?
It's
No,
just
no, no,
Oh, you
but-
want to go there
but I
and to
love-
Jim
it's
Thorpe.
a costumes-
It reminds me of stores there. Like it's so mystical.
It's a costume store and a Spirit of Halloween all year round.
Oh,
Like
it's
if you want to
so
go buy horror movie stuff there, it's all year round. You could
It's-
buy
So why
full-
have we never gone there?
Because I don't have a fucking car or money. It's on the
You
list.
do, in fact, have a car. You got it about like.
Yeah, but it's not reliable. I try not to like go on crazy journeys unless we absolutely have to.
All right, now you sound like my
Far. We
hookup.
go there for wrestling.
I don't want to go up the mountain. All right, well then you don't want pussy. Like fuck you. But no, I walked in there and that's where I started with like Maron costume.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, fuck it, buy the $300 pallet, the big pallet,
Yeah.
water activated. Did it. I was glued to that fucker for 7 days. I don't think I've shaved my face that raw every day. In how long? I was discovering like shadowing with other colors, and I was like, this is so
yeah.
cool. Now every Halloween, I'm like, don't even fucking touch that shit. Like, I don't even want, that's too much work. I went to, the Amvets had like a thing down the street, and it's a bar, but you're still out there underage if it's like a event. I go in there, I did my face up that like perfect. I was like an acid trip green neon skull. I'm
Nice.
20 years old. Never did like a bush party or drank at all, really. And I'm in there. The prize for the costume thing was a big basket of alcohol, like bottles. I lost to somebody who was just in a like Annie wig, flannel like big dress, and we had a dance competition during it, and whoever won the dance competition. So
It actually had like nothing to do
she
with
won the
costume.
costume thing, which I don't understand because she just had a fake baby underneath her dress and was like, it was an abortion. And that's why she won. And I was like, bitch, I literally hot glued shit tonight, put acrylic paint over it, and glued it to my fucking face. And all these people were like, I love your mask. I'm like, this is my face. I'm like, there's horns glued here, and I have white mesh contacts that make me blind the entire night. I'm like, so...
Who put the work in here?
I won the costume contest after... Well, she won the... one of the events, or one of the costume things. And I won the big basket, and my dumbass was like, I'm 20. I can't have this. And I'm like, why did I fucking say anything? I won this big ass basket, and they were like, well, if you get a parent to claim it, and my mom didn't know I went out that night. We were not talking, and I was like, cool, I just fucking hot glued and Maron acrylic paint this whole fucking night for like 7 hours. Just for me to, I was like, okay.
That's heartbreaking.
But like, dressing as another character, or like really getting into that shit, is very time consuming. Like the people who are cutting the foam to be cosplayers and stuff. Fuck. Yeah.
I want a Batman costume, but I want it to be like legit. I won't settle for some bullshit one. Like that's one thing. That's one thing I've always wanted was a cool bat suit. Like fucking looks like legit. That's the only thing I ever wanted to dress up as ever. But if it's not dope, I'm gonna be like, no.
Spandex and all.
No, I'm talking like I don't want to be like comic book Batman where it's like a leotard with outside underwear. I want it to look like movie Batman.
It's like DC. It's just him in the blue.
It's that right there.
It's felt.
Even though that is my favorite suit, the blue and gray. But yeah, that's the only. I honestly, now that like, I would love to do. I know this is not like a roleplay thing. Unless you want to get fucked by Papa, I want to dress up as like do my own.
Wait, so you don't want to do schoolgirl, but you'll do like.
Devil Pope?
No. You'll be the Pope. What am I supposed to be, a nun? Come on. We're not doing religious stuff.
You could be a groupie.
No for me.
You could just be a sin.
You could be a groupie.
I go with, I'm just a rainbow. No, I'm just with them.
Oh wait. So wait, if you're a Papa, I would totally this is how it go in my brain. You've watched Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh my god, let me think of that.
It's anime.
Have you ever?
I would be Lust.
I just got it mixed up
I would be Lust.
I don't know if the mic's gonna
put me on the spot like Austin always does.
Oh, this is gonna be put on the internet.
Wait a minute, you walk into the spot constantly.
This is gonna go on the internet. This is gonna go on the internet. What you're saying? It's not live, but it's being recorded, so I'm just giving you a heads up. Are you into fucking dress up games? Like dress up
role play cosplay?
Role play cosplay? The answer is 100% no. Here's the thing, no, not in a sexual way, because it's my mother. I don't want to do that. But
no.
Yeah, but my mom used to make the sickest Halloween costumes. Like, was really, really good with like Halloween was a big deal to you at one point in time. What was the costume you had? What was the big fat guy with the blown up cheeks?
It was a jailbird.
Yeah, that was a really cool mask. Yeah, you were a bit. Why'd you give up on Halloween?
I think moms grow out of it. Once they don't have their kids, it's not like fun anymore.
Like when you were at 18 months old, I dressed you up as a vampire, and I made a fire truck. I made it into a coffin. They thought these kids were 5 years old. When we pulled them out of the truck and they realized they were 18, and they only gave them second place instead of first. They said, "Oh, they should have come first." He was a vampire and Megan was a liar.
And I was
me and my sister were hardcore back then.
It was a parade, and I was driving a Power Wheels fire truck, but the fire truck was converted to a coffin, and I was Dracula, and she was the Bride of Frankenstein.
Like that one. What's that one popular cartoon Halloween movie they always show with the great grandmother witch? She does like.
The Munsters?
No, they're a group of kids, and they go out, and her name's Sally, and her mom or her nan's that fairy god witch. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my gosh, are we talking about...
They bake the leaves and everything?
Yeah,
Well, he gets the box and he gets the ropes and he makes the car. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe I'm not thinking of the same thing. I was thinking of Practical Magic.
Yeah.
We made him as a Splinter the one year. He was good. He was
Master Splinter from
Master
Ninja Turtles.
Splinter from the Ninja Turtles.
Full-blown fursuit. Like I was
Oh my God.
In a full body suit made of fur, and the head, the nose, the fucking purple little thing, my walking cane, and walking through the parade. Now McAdoo, we cleaned up. We won every fucking year. Like me and my cousin Megan were first and second every year. We dominated. We were outside people. We weren't even supposed to be there. We'd show up to that town. We'd take their shit and we'd get the fuck out.
Megan was allowed to because Megan was from Tristan.
That's how you are.
Yeah,
You picked the
But
best spot,
somebody
Marlin.
called him a werewolf, and
I got called a
in the
werewolf
middle of
4
the
times
street.
in the middle of the parade, and I was just like, "Mom, I'm not a fucking werewolf. I'm
not a fucking
I'm
werewolf.
like a little kid. I'm not a werewolf." And we're walking, and oh my god, look at that fucking werewolf costume. His whole body's fur. I ripped the head off. Master Splinter! Like screamed at them. The one year I went as Jim Carrey Riddler, and I had my hair.
Oh my god!
Like I didn't wear a mask. They legit put my hair fucking super high in the air, sprayed it red. I was fucking mad.
I did that for.
this is
I did that at
Scary
18
Godmother.
for.
Favorite Power Ranger one.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I did that at 18, the big hair for the Helena Bonham Carter's version of the Red Queen with the big hair into a heart.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Scary
sorry.
Godmother.
I've never seen that.
They used to
before.
always air it every Halloween.
This was like after our age.
Sorry.
All right, bye, Mom.
The Revenge of Jimmy. What is this? Hold on, let's see. IMDb. What year did this come out? 2000 something. We're already way
Yeah.
too late.
It's such a
2003.
classic.
I was 12. I was 12.
Well,
Tony was 17.
Yikes.
Oh, it's so funny because the skeleton comes out of the closet and it's like a real gay skeleton. I was like, that's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, love that.
Was he like boo?
Yeah.
I was like Halloween Town age.
I hated that movie.
I love
Hocus
all
Pocus.
of them though.
Duh, yeah.
Everybody hates me
until
for-
Marnie got switched up.
Well, I like the storyline of that though.
I'll give you that. It had a good storyline, but I was,
was, like, drawn
you
in,
can't
I'm like,
just.
ooh,
But then
more
they brought her back.
creatures,
And I'm like, makes no sense. But anyway.
All right, so last anyone have a last topic before we get out of here? We did paranormal, a little bit of Halloween. We did our kinky costumes. You got anything?
I'm trying to think.
Has anything in your life interesting happened from the last episode till now?
Not since the sink.
Wait, was that recently?
No.
Last weekend.
7 years ago.
I started a job.
Yeah.
It's kicking my butt. It's kicking my booty.
Got my first paycheck. Gone 30 minutes after I had it. That was exciting.
Fucking PP&L.
Yeah, all the bills gone. We do have merchandise for sale if you want to go grab some t-shirts.
That's St. Patrick's hoodie.
No one owns any Blazin Budz, so you'd be the first if you buy it. If you get any merchandise, take a photo, send it to us. Now, the logo is something that I kind of just made when I didn't even really know what the premise of the show was going to be. So it may change, but this is as
You
of
had one that I wish you would upload.
the one with the fingers passing each other the joint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one
I didn't
that's
even
your
get to see
main
it.
logo for it. Just put it. Like you have the main logo, but then you had the other one.
Yeah, I have a second.
Did I see it?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Make
so
that into a logo.
we might.
I painted that for the
Yes.
record. That's a me original.
But yeah, so that might be a thing. We might change the logo, look into it. Also, there may be episodes too where it may be just me or maybe me and Lily, because if it's a day that you're at work or you're not around, there is an episode that I want to go record with Courtney and Chris. So Chris is the actual theme music to the song, Chris Collins.
To the
And-
podcast.
For the
he means.
podcast that you're listening to, the opening and closing music. So there may be a few situations where there may be one of us not there, and it's an episode hosted by the other two, or even if you guys want to go record something one time and I'm at work or I'm doing something and you want to go and like have a third person, have a girls' night episode, like go have at it. I'm like I said, like it's very universal.
We call him, we're at the King of Prussia. We're at the King of Prussia Mall interviewing this grandma. Like,
We're high as fuck.
what cake would you like to pick?
Pick a number 1 to 172. What's it for? Don't worry about it. It's a
Explain.
surprise.
She's like 78. Fuck.
This one's butt plugs, and then it's like my day. But yeah, so I don't know.
We just stuck a fist up there.
No other topics we want to close in on? Have you?
Let's try to talk about my job. You said I got a new pay cut.
Oh,
No, I wasn't expecting my job to go so it was supposed to be part-time. So I was like really bummed about it. I was excited that I got a job, but I was bummed about it because I'm like, Barely gonna hit 20 hours. Your girl got scheduled after 1 week of working there. This week I'll be working 38 and a half hours. So I think I made a good impression.
Yeah, I think you're doing good. It sucks it's only like $10 an hour. It's criminal.
It's $10.50 an hour.
Yeah. There was something I was gonna say, but I forgot now. Oh, we've been watching a lot of movies lately. We've been trying to do that a lot, trying to make review content for movies. So we just recently watched Nosferatu, The Crow.
I haven't seen Nosferatu, but a lot of people are like, what does he say during it? Well, he doesn't say during it, but everybody keeps saying like, I want you to bounce on it crazy style. Does he just try to fuck this girl for some money?
So no,
he's definitely trying to fuck her. He's definitely
her husband or something.
Did he say that in the movie? He's definitely trying to fuck her the whole time.
I
want to bounce on the crazy style.
You see a dick.
His dick?
Yeah. You see Olaf dick.
What the fuck?
The vampire
Yo,
dick.
he's not even a grower. He's already a shower.
It was a pretty big dick.
I don't think it was erect. I think it was just.
Oh my god, he can't even take dick pics. I just realized.
It was straight out of the coffin, bro. Half the
He
cave.
can't even take dick pics. I'm dead.
Oh yeah, you want to see it?
Fuck.
That's funny.
I said face picture.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
He does look like Jim Carrey in the whole movie, though. It looks like Jim Carrey, but like the Sonic Jim Carrey with the big mustache. Yeah.
I know who I said he looked like. Did you watch Pan? It was like a Peter Pan movie, but it had Hugh
isn't it
Grant
dark?
as Blackbeard in it.
No.
It's like pre-Hook. Like Hook's in it, but it's kind of the story of how Hook became Hook. But Hugh Grant plays Blackbeard in it. And he's a pirate, but his hair is so wild. He's like very balding. He has like a 7 head. And that's kind of like, that's who I immediately thought of when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, he looks like Blackbeard.
I started watching,
like this isn't giving Dracula, it's giving Blackbeard.
I started watching on Hulu Chernobyl. There's 2 shows. One is so eerie and good. Just like just perfect like explanation of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we watched The Crow, which was good. And I feel like you watched Smile 1, because we're going to watch Smile 2 next. I feel like we watched another movie. We did some beer reviews, which I had my first Four Loko last night.
Oh my gosh, so let's talk about that for a second. I decided to clean up, and the reason I decided to clean up is because I came in here after work all day, and all I could smell is peach. Tell me the fuck how, when we poured all that shit down the drain, all I could smell was that damn 4 Peach Loco. So I'm throwing stuff in the trash, and I'm literally throwing away cat litter. And as I am tying up the trash can, I can't smell the cat litter, but I could still smell the Peach 4 Loco.
Yeah, it was
Craziness.
wild. Stuck in your nose.
Maybe are the trash bags scented?
No. It was I threw the can in. Like I took the trash out of his trash can, and the 4 Loko can was sitting in it. So I like threw it in the trash can, but like I'm like, there's nothing in the can. We spilt it all out. Like we poured it all out. It was just anyway.
What's it called? All right, last thing. What's the worst scary movie you've ever seen? Like one of the dumbest. You're like.
It takes a lot.
It could be cheesy. It could be whatever.
It takes a lot for me not to like a horror movie, because it's just like I don't know. I enjoy I enjoy them when they're good. I enjoy them when they're bad. I love them when they're comedy. I tried,
but my first date ever, I was like 18 with a fucking 41-year-old. He was like, "Hey, what do you have to do in your area?" And I was like, nothing. Like the mall just shut down. Like nothing in this fucking our deadbeat ass
Middle
mall.
of nowhere.
And I said, I promise you, there's nothing. I was like, there's like a Dunham Sports. I'm gay. I don't do sports. So he's like, oh well, maybe we could just go up and like walk around. I'm like, in the mall? I'm like, in the abandoned mall? I'm like, okay. We go in this fucking mall. Bullshit. I'm walking up and down in heels. Yeah. Why do I think always being in heels needs to be a thing?
Yeah.
I'm in heels walking the shit mall. And he's like, do you want to go in Dunham's? And I'm like, fuck, yeah, let's go in Dunham's while I'm in 6-inch heels. I'm in Dunham's. He's like, do you see anything you want? I'm like,
Yeah, a baseball bat. Can you give me a catcher's mitt?
Like, fishing rod? You want to go get fishing rods? Like, we're dead ass winter. And he's like, fine, I'll be spontaneous and we'll go to Philly. I'm like, okay. Me thinking we're going to go at like a club or something fun.
Did you go to another
movies?
Dunham's?
And he makes me watch the only movie that was playing, Happy Death Day.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Literally hated it. So I'm already replaying the date in my
He drove
mind.
you 2.5 hours to see a
hating
movie
it.
you could have seen in fucking Reading or Harrisburg. Or
I was
fucking...
furious. And ended up was like, let's watch this movie. And I'm like, okay. Whole time he just wants to fuck. And then he's also losing conversation and like communication with the fucking movie. That he's so like pestering me. But he was super good looking. Cool for me. I don't know why the fuck 18-year-old me needing a 41-year-old. We're on this damn date. I hate the fucking movie. And I just want to go. And I'm like, oh, I can't even say that. I'm during the movie is basically set where this girl keeps dying. And it's like you rewinded the movie 5 times. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to watch a fucking movie
like,
I hate 5 times.
It was like Groundhog's
It was
Day,
a horror
but
version
like,
of Groundhog's Day. Yeah.
It was like that. And I'm next to this dude I fucking hate. So I'm like, worst date ever. After that, tried to fuck. No. Whiskey dick. I'm like, okay, 3 bad things in one date.
Went in the bathroom with the sink off the wall. That should be your new move. You should be like the Wet Bandits, like in fucking Home Alone. You're like, fuck this date. Bow!
Hey, we have to go. The sink just fell off the wall.
I'm going to catch a lot of slack for this. I don't know if you're doing a review on this or not, but I will say no notes. I just liked the substance.
I didn't get to see it. I do want to see it, though.
What's on my list? Well, I want to watch it with Kim.
It just didn't do it for me.
The face
like,
was
it
for
was
the movie,
like,
not for Kim.
Yeah, no. I love Kim. Love Kim. Love Kim. Love Kim. Love Kim.
It was also that, and what was that movie that was kind of related to the log cabin cripple one that we just talked about?
Misery?
What's the new one that just came out where that woman just keeps watching that guy?
Kathy Bates. So she just won she won the SAG Awards for it, and I can't remember what it's called now.
I don't know, but that
looks really good.
Look into that one. I'll look into it. What was the one you were wanting me to watch a trailer for, the new A24 one?
The Death of a Unicorn. It comes out later this month. It's Jenna Ortega and Paul
Wait, I screenshotted
Rudd.
that.
Paul Rudd hold on, because first of all, Paul Rudd in a horror movie, haven't seen it. I would love to. I'm very excited for this.
I think he's been in a horror movie.
I'm sure he has. I'm just saying I haven't seen one. I'm sure there's plenty of movies that plenty of people have been in that I haven't seen.
I'm just trying to think what...
Death of a Unicorn. Isn't that about...
Let's see.
Oh,
I'm
I've
not
never
allowed
seen...
to tell him about it. He doesn't want to watch the trailer.
I've not screenshotted this. Oh, God.
Anyway, that's basically what I did. Yeah. Every time I tell you guys something, you're like, hold on, phone.
Well, no, I want to see. Now I'm curious if there is a...
I'm such an OCD. I'm like, what did that guy say about the Bath and Body Wash? I'm like, I have to. Girls, if you think your man's cheating...
Oh, but no,
Get
so
that.
I really didn't like The Substance. And then another horror movie that I wouldn't say is like the worst, but like that just was like blah for me was, or I don't know if it was supposed to be, maybe it wasn't horror, maybe it was supposed to be thriller. I shouldn't say blah. I thought it was a beautiful story. Like, it was the opposite of horror for me. Like, it was like, this is supposed
could
to
see
scare me,
that.
was District 9.
Okay.
I thought that was like an amazing film. I was 18 when that came out. I was like just got moved out of my mom's house, and me and my cousin would go to the movie theater all the time, like just to go. And because, again, that was basically what our town had, was basically nothing. So we had a mall or the movie theater. That was pretty much it. So we went to go watch it, and she's like, we're going to watch this real scary movie. And she was freaking out. Like the whole, I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a kind of alien-esque movie, but they're all like humanoid.
Probably not.
They're like humanoid, like bugs, like insects. And I'm not one who likes insects, but I thought the movie itself was like, it's kind of along the same lines of, did you watch Bright with Will Smith? And then I don't even know who played the orc, to be honest, but it was on Netflix. It's along the same vein, like the same storyline, minus the magical aspect to it.
Yeah. And then the orcs are supposed to represent like racism because they got treated
Yeah,
differently.
which so we're in District 9, so we're the less not humans.
Yeah, District 9 was actually supposed to be a Halo movie. So all the guns and stuff from the
I
from
never,
the
I don't
movie
know
were supposed to be
anything
like
about Halo.
guns. So I do
I know
remember
what
the
it
Paul
looks like,
Rudd
that's
movie was a horror movie.
You remember it, or you looked it up?
I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's right. That's exactly what it is. He was in The Curse of Michael Myers. He was in a Halloween movie.
I believe you.
He was in a horror movie. I just couldn't remember which one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think we're out of steam.
Heath bars.
I was like,
break me off a piece of that one, just a little.
Break me off a piece of that fucking Heath
Thank you.
bar.
Toffee. You know, I will say this, after the guy asked me what my favorite, so this was bought for me from a lovely patron at work, was like, what's your favorite candy bar? Like, what would you recommend? Like, I want a candy bar. And I was like, Heath bars are my favorite. He grabbed 3 of them, bought them, and then left them on the shelf and was like, they're for you, and walked out the door.
41-year-old, worked at Hershey.
He was like 90.
That first date surprised me. He was like, what's your favorite candy bar? And I'm like, a Heath bar.
Case.
Big ass case.
Hell yeah.
I was like, you know what? Don't give me the dick. I already got it.
When
Right in my fucking
but,
hands in this
we were
box.
the cool house because my ex worked at Hershey. We were the cool house that Halloween gave out full-size candy bars. It fucking blew kids' fucking tits off. They were like, full fucking size candy bar. It's awesome. Go ahead.
So when I was getting the Heath bars, I was thinking about how my mom, I don't have many pleasant memories of my mom, but my mom used to make, like, my mom was always worried about her weight, which may be why, I don't know, anyway. But she was always really skinny, and then she did, like, I don't remember, was it Weight Watchers back in the day? But, where she would count her points or whatever it was. She would make a Heath bar cheesecake. And it
I've
was
heard of
like
that.
10 points. Like, it was like so, it was so good. She made the graham cracker crust and she would get the Heath bars.
Oh my god, it might be in
And,
my
like,
Weight Watchers cookbook.
We got to
I
find
bought one
it.
from a
'cause
yard sale, and I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, fuck those points. I'm like, I am not counting
Now
points.
that I thought about it yesterday, that's all I've been thinking about is this Heath bar pie. Like, I don't know that I'm going to have to find, like, some lactose-free cream cheese, because it was basically like a cheesecake, but you just whipped in the stuff with it. You put, like, caramel sauce with it, and then you crunch up some more, and you put it on top of the whipped cream. You stick the whole thing in the fridge.
What is a Heath bar? Like, what's in it? I'm not doing that.
It's toffee. It's
Is
just
it
toffee covered in chocolate.
Maybe I'll try it one time. I don't think
They're
I've
gone now.
I
I
don't
just
think I've
Googled.
ever had one, honestly, to be honest with you.
They are my
A
favorite.
worst candy bar.
Worst candy bar? Almond Joys.
Fuck you.
My mom loved Almond Joys and
Mounds.
Mounds.
You know what I hate too? Nothing pisses me off more than when my Aunt Mary used to do this to me all the time. She has M&Ms everywhere. Always had M&Ms in her house, and she's a fucking savage. And she would just dump like a half full bowl of one into the half bowl full bowl of the
Oh,
other.
couldn't do that.
And
Like-
you go
like
to scoop
peanut
it out,
ones and
the
then
peanut.
not-
I don't like peanut M&Ms because I just like M&Ms so much that if a peanut one slips in, I'm pissed. I'm pissed about it. But I do like the fucking crunch M&Ms, the ones that had like the crunch
The
candy.
Nestle
inside.
Crunch.
They're dope.
I hate, I had to think of it, Three Musketeers.
Oh, I love those
They're
too.
not terrible. Butterfinger.
Or a
Love
Milky Way.
Butterfinger.
I don't like that.
Butterfinger's like a dry fucking chalk.
I don't know of any.
See, I think I like Butterfinger because it's like the texture of a Heath bar.
Oh, then I probably would.
A Heath bar is way more. Butterfinger's softer.
A
Oh my god.
Butterfinger's way softer. A Heath bar is solid. It is a solid block.
Butterfinger squares, or was that Snickers
Ooh,
with the peanut butter?
with the pretzel inside of it.
Yeah.
Delicious. Peanut butter
What are those?
squared. Yeah.
What are those chocolate balls?
Ferrero Rocher.
Whoppers?
Gross.
Oh, love those. Those are
I
my
used to like them
favorite.
when I was little. Hate them now.
Ugh.
Still love them.
And if you eat fucking packing peanut one, like the peanut chews,
Circus peanuts?
fuck you. You're
That's crazy.
You're a psychopath.
I don't think there's really
What's
a
the
candy I
little
don't like.
golden box? That's almost like a
Butterscotch?
no Milk
Werther's?
Duds.
Oh, love
I
those
just
too.
fell back in love with those. I am now 90 years old.
Sugar daddies are good.
Sugar daddies
You know
are
what's
good.
not- you know-
Wait. Stop. You said caramel's disgusting earlier, but you'll eat Milk Duds? Make it make sense.
I guess it's a texture
And
thing.
sugar daddies, that is just.
I
that
know,
is
but I
just
guess
a
it's just
bar
like
of
that
caramel.
droopy
Well, it depends on which one you
caramello.
get, because
it
if you
away
get a
from me.
sugar daddy, they are like the goopy ones. But if you get sugar babies and
Another
the little
sleeper
beans,
candy?
like the little jelly beans, delish.
Another sleeper candy, and you can give me almost every flavor of it, and I'll eat any flavor. Fucking cowtails.
Ooh, like the Oreo
Good.
ones or
Yeah.
the.
Once again, that's also caramel.
I think that's also, like, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I don't think I ever had one of those until I moved to PA.
What?
Me and you just had apple pie ones not too long
Yeah,
ago.
a caramel apple ones they had for
Caramel
around
apple
Halloween
ones, yeah.
time.
All right, I think we'll wrap it there. That was our 3rd episode. What do we call this one?
I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Spooky.
Candy costume. Haunted candy
Trick or treat.
costume.
Trick or treat.
Randonautic.
I would just call it trick or
Randonautic
treat.
adventures finding cosplay vampires.
You're doing way too much.
Like, fuck, that's a
I
long
think trick
title.
or treat's funny because, like, literally, it's like, what are we going to talk about? We treated everybody and we talked about stuff that's spooky on different levels. Costuming, come on, could all totally be Halloween.
Yeah.
Paranormal stuff. What kind of weird thing happened to you that you can't explain? That could be Halloween.
Spooky. Here we go.
Why don't we just come up with a name later?
Spooky roleplay closet shits.
Sure.
Spooky closet shits.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. All right. Make sure you guys check the links below. Follow us on social media. Our links will be there. Also, grab some merchandise. Hit the like and the share button, and go follow the other YouTube page, the Blazin Budz one, as well as the ABJ. Follow all of them. It really helps us out. Tons of content coming. Movie reviews, beer reviews, all that fun stuff. A lot of stuff coming. Truth Behind Illusions coming, where me and Lily will talk about Vampire Dick some more on that episode.
I will not be.
That's actually the cover photo is going to be the Nosferatu dick. It's gonna...
I just think of a red rocket when I think of Nosferatu's dick.
No,
It was blue.
It was blue.
It was like,
It's pretty
you
thick
know,
too. It was
you
a
know,
thick.
like,
It's a thick dick.
it was like bloodless.
All right,
but
if he wears a
somehow
mask, I'll
still
do it.
full of blood.
It was like
Anyway,
at least thigh length, down to his thigh. Thick too, like soup can. Nosferatu was slanging it.
Oh,
back.
like a Campbell's cock?
no,
Yeah,
it
but
was like
like-
your Celsius can, to be honest. It was long as shit.
Yeah, he was killing it. Just flopping around.
That'd be a good hookup.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next one. Comment below some topics you want us to cover or some things you want us to talk about.
That
Like
we
I said,
won't
we
read
come
before
in
the
with
next one.
very little props and things. But yeah, it'll probably be 2 episodes till we get the ones that you comment below on this one. So yeah, we're doing these. We record these every other Monday, so that's usually our recording path. And then we might have a few extra bonus ones thrown in there, here and there with maybe some other people. But yeah, thank you guys. Anything in closing you want to say, or you just want to say bye?
Bye.
Peace.
Fuck you.